Okay, guys, so I'm back with another video. This is just giving a few quick thoughts and a prediction for the upcoming Ravens and Saints game. I'm interested to see where this goes. I think this is gonna be a better Monday night game than people anticipate. I think it's a game we definitely got to be a little nervous for. Not because the Saints are a particularly good team right now, but just because they're just good enough to be dangerous, and these aren't the type of losses you want to get. Like at the beginning of the season, before we started playing, I was assuming this was gonna be just like an easy win. But again, like they're literally just coming off of one of the more impressive wins last week. They completely shut out the Raiders, like 24-0, which is still just mind-blowing how the Raiders are collapsing. I guess you could say, I guess you can't say collapse because they didn't really get it going yet this season to begin with, but still, like they outplayed a Raiders team that on paper they are not better than right now. Like you would like that Raiders team is, on paper at least, is better than, in my opinion, better than what their record is showing. But again, that's still extremely scary to me, of course, because I don't think people should take this lightly at all. So they're coming in 3-5. We're kind of like similar to them in certain sense, as far as like we both obviously play really close games. Only difference is we've been coming out on the winning side of it, whereas the Saints haven't really been. Like we're averaging 26 a game. The Saints are averaging 24.9. We're allowing 22.9. The Saints are allowing 25. As far as total yards, like the Saints right now, they're giving up on average 406. We're giving up 370. But at the same time, we're obviously still this season struggling against the pass, but at the same time, I don't think that's going to be a problem against the Saints, really. Like, Jameis is out, and then even if Jameis was in, I don't think it would matter that much. I think we would have been good enough to rattle Jameis. But then we're playing Andy Dalton. Obviously, we're all very familiar with Andy Dalton, and he still has some moments, obviously, but at the same time, it's like he's washed. So I really don't think the Mike McDonald or this Ravens defense should be that scared of him. But obviously the number one person we should be scared of going into this game is Alvin Kamara. Like, he's still a beast. He's still showing that he's, outside of Christian McCaffrey, like the best dual threat running back in the NFL. Just coming off a game where he had I think it was 96 yards rushing, 50 or 60 yards receiving. He had 3 total touchdowns. That obviously I'm assuming that's going to be the number one focus, to try to contain Kamara as much as possible. As far as and we actually so far this season have done pretty well against the run. Has there been a game yet actually in that Bengals game I wasn't that excited about how we did, because to allow someone who was struggling like Joe Mixon to average 5 or 6 yards a carry, I thought was pretty embarrassing. But in general, so far this season, we've done pretty solid against the run. So I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and assume that we'll be able to successfully contain Kamara. Recently, a few days ago, Tyus Bowser just returned to the active roster. That excites me a lot because Tyus Bowser is low-key one of my favorite players on that defense. I feel like he's easily the most disrespected player on the Ravens defense, not because people actually say anything bad about him, but because people the Ravens fans, because of the early 2000s and whatnot, and previous generations, they're so spoiled when it comes to certain defenders. So when you have a gem like Tyus Bowser, it seems like nobody really cares. He showed last season that he could be a good pass rusher. He's a solid player. I think that's definitely a big boost to the linebacker room. I'm excited. Well, I don't know if he's gonna play in this game. I hope he will. I would really like to see him come back. Assuming he's 100%, I'm excited to see Tyus Bowser come back. But as far as the injury report on our side, we're still missing. Obviously, Rashad Bateman, he's out because he got to get that season-ending surgery. Mark Andrews, they got him listed as questionable, but in my opinion, I'm like 90% positive that Mark Andrews is gonna play. Like I highly doubt it. J.K. Dobbins, of course, he's still out. Gus Edwards, he's questionable. I doubt he's gonna play. Then also we some other players that are on the list are Charlie Kolar, Marcus Williams, he's still not ready to come back yet. Michael Pierce, Josh Ross, Steven Means, Juwan James, Kyle Fuller, Dalen Hayes, and Vince Beagle are some of the other people that are also not going to be, that are on the injured list for us right now. As far as the Saints, Michael Thomas, it just got announced a few days ago, Michael Thomas is having season-ending surgery. So he's not, so again, that's why I'm assuming Alvin Kamara has to be the number one like target when it comes to not only from their side of as far as how they're gonna try to attack us, but from our side as far as who we're gonna like focus on trying to contain. I mean, Chris Olave is still a solid receiver, but I don't know. Wait, is Chris Olave playing? I'm assuming he is. Jarvis Landry is the one who might not play. He's listed as questionable. But then also a few other players on the Saints that are on the injured list are P.J. Williams, Adam Trotman. I just said Jarvis Landry, David Onyemata, Eric McCoy, Chase Hansen, I said Michael Thomas earlier. Marshawn Lattimore is considered questionable. I think that's going to be interesting if he doesn't play. Then you got Mark Ingram, Bradley Roby, Deontay Hardy, Trevor Penning, Albert Huggins, Ethan Greenbridge, DeMarco Jackson, Smoke Monday. What is that a person? I never heard that name in my life. That's a peculiar name. But and then also Dennis Schoner. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. We haven't looked too great in our past couple of primetime games, in my opinion. I mean, we had a solid game against the Bucks, and we came back and won that game, but I still think this is a game we might need to like kind of hold our breath on. I still got us winning, but at the same time, it's like they're coming off of a really hot win against a team that on paper should be better than what they are, and we're coming off of an okay comeback win against a team that is simply just not good right now. Like that Bucks team is having like a similar injury type of season to what we had last year. Like even before the season started, when you started hearing news about some of their offensive linemen going down, like Ryan Jensen, I believe one of the other linemen got traded to the Bengals. I believe he signed with the Bengals. So like, yeah, and I was so happy with that win. Obviously, I think we played well enough, but again, I still think we could go 13-4, but I was expecting us to just dominate a lot more than we've been so far, because so far it seems like there's been a lot of games we're just squeezing out wins against the teams that we should have been blowing out, but at the same time, we still have had double-digit leads in all these games. So I think it's safe to say that we should fare well against like pretty much every team for the rest of the year, really. Like I don't think, like I've been saying, I don't really see a team, even though I keep saying that our offense is very weak. At the same time, I still don't see any team that I think it's just impossible for us to beat. And that's the dangerous part about when you have what could be considered, mediocre pieces on one side of the ball. Again, just my opinion, mediocre pieces on one side of the ball is because, again, this offense isn't terrible, but y'all know I'm not a fan of Greg Roman. So, but at the same time, I'm still interested to see how things play out. The Saints, they allow 112 rush yards a game. I think Justice Hill's gonna play. I don't remember seeing his name listed as injured. I mean, Gus Edwards might even play because I think they said the hamstring injury wasn't serious, but at the same time, I doubt he's gonna be there. But again, I still got us winning this game. I think the final score is gonna be, I'm putting it at 27-17. So let me know what your thoughts are on this game. Like, are you excited for Tyus Bowser? Do you care about Tyus Bowser? I don't know if he's gonna play or not, but that's just something I was thinking about. Are you excited to see him debut this season? And what are your score predictions for this game? Let me know in the comments section below.